Neumann Update. I'm Alexis Lomax, broadcasting from my room since I couldn't be in person at the studio. But nonetheless, of where I am, let's begin with the latest coronavirus update. So on Friday, reports spread rapidly that both President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump tested positive for COVID 19. These results came less than 24 hours later after Trump's advisor, Hope Hicks, tested positive for coronavirus Thursday evening. Later that evening, President Trump was admitted to Walter Reed Hospital as his symptoms progressed to fatigue and a fever, but considered to be mild. We've learned so far that President Trump was given an experimental treatment, Regeneron, by his doctors. By Saturday, his health care plan was updated to include a 5-day treatment course for remdesivir. And now on Sunday, President Trump's oxygen levels dropped twice and was given supplemental oxygen. More recently, the president tweeted that he will be leaving the hospital around 6:30 p.m. today and that he's feeling really good, better than 20 years ago, end quote. Since President Trump's prognosis, thorough contact tracing has been in effect, analyzing all of whom the president has been in contact with. The main concern now is the rate of which current and former aides are testing positive, the latest of which have been Press Secretary Kayleigh McKenna, Kellyanne Conway, Trump's campaign manager Bill Stepien, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, and many others. In Neumann News, students should be delighted to know that our annual career fair will take place this fall. The career fair is set for Wednesday, October 7th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event is virtual but offers students the ability to chat one-on-one with employers. If you're not sure how to sign up, don't worry, it's easy and will only take a few seconds. You can simply register through our Handshake account or on the Career and Personal Development website. I highly encourage all students to take advantage of this opportunity as it's a great way to secure internships or a job. On to a somewhat lighter note, let's see what's going on in the world of sports. Let's go over to Rhea.
Thanks, Lexi. After another letdown on Sunday, the Philadelphia Eagles have almost been unbearable to watch. Carson Wentz is off his game, the offensive line is decimated, and most of the wide receivers are out due to injury. If the Eagles are going to pick up and hit the ground running from this point forward, the defensive line is the one position group on this team that has the ability to lead the way. Just 3 games into the season, the Eagles are number 4 in the NFL and in run defense and number 3 in sacks. They're only the 14th team in the last 20 years to record 12 or more sacks and hold opponents below 3.25 yards per run. We've seen a few glimpses of greatness from this football team. We'll see if they can begin to redeem themselves this Sunday against the 49ers. Former Clippers coach Doc Rivers has accepted the head coach position for the Philadelphia 76ers. Rivers arrived in Philadelphia on Wednesday afternoon to interview with the Sixers for the potential head coach position. He won the NBA's Coach of the Year award for the 1999-2000 season and earned an NBA championship with the 2008 Celtics. He has a 943-681 record across 21 seasons. Prior to his coaching career, Rivers was a point guard in the NBA for 13 seasons. He is an experienced and well-respected figure across the league, and the Sixers are hopeful he will shed some positive light on their basketball team. Well, the long-awaited NHL draft has now quickly approached as the Philadelphia Flyers anticipate the 23rd overall round pick. The club holds a total of 7 picks with a double pick in the 7th round. According to assistant GM Brent Flair, the club looks to expand on their defense while snagging some scoring prospects. The first round will be held virtually on Tuesday, October 6th at 7 p.m. Now let's take it over to Amaris Manning and see what she has in store this week on Critics Corner.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Critics Corner. We're just weeks away from Halloween, but it's never too early to get into the mood for some thrills with that sends some good chills. And what's a better way to get into the mood than with some classic thrillers with a thick, juicy plot? This week, I'm talking about the original A&E series Bates Motel, which is currently available on Netflix. Bates Motel comes from the classic 1960 thriller Psycho with the dark, twisted backstory of the murderous character Norman Bates before the events of the film Psycho. The series begins with Norman and his mother Norma moving to the coastal town of White Pine Bay to start a new life after her husband dies unexpectedly. Norma then purchases the infamous Bates Motel, and things get a little crazy after that. Their gore doesn't kick off right away. The 5-season show does uphold the actual story with a tremendous plot like none other. There's a shocking pregnancy that was never addressed. Norman does have a few romances here and there, which shows his human side. And Norma, well, she is the mother of the iconic killer, so you can imagine what goes from there. Overall, I rate the show a 9 out of 10. It does have a slow build-up to the action that we're hoping for, but the writers do a tremendous job of building up the character Norman Bates, when that's something I hugely applaud them for. Plus, you gotta give credit for the amazing cinematic shots. My name is Amaris Manning, and that's all for Critics Corner this week.
With schools going online around the world, the new learning format makes it a challenge for both students and teachers and professors to adjust. They are teaching their lessons that were once in a buzzing classroom to now a blank screen with names on it. Because teachers often cannot see or hear their students as they once did, it is difficult to keep them engaged throughout and notice social cues. Maddie Moran, a sophomore at Michigan State University, decided to make her Teacher's Day brighter with a simple act of kindness that has inspired others to follow in her virtual footsteps after the video went viral on TikTok. 15 minutes into her 3-hour lecture, she had noticed that the 50 attendees in her class did not have their cameras on, so she decided to turn hers on. Maddie captured the sweet, smiling reaction from her professor that changed the dynamic of the classroom for the better. With other students joining in, at least 10 people now turn their cameras on every class. The ones who do make an impact on their teachers to feel a sense of human interaction. For everyone watching, I challenge you to turn on your camera at least one time this week. It's a small gesture that goes a long way and will even keep you engaged during class. With that, let's get right into Tech Talk. Spotify and Churn Entertainment, a production company known for movies and shows such as Ford and Ferrari and New Girl, have signed their first film and TV contract. Its partnership will allow Spotify podcasts to be turned into feature films and will get first dibs on developing podcast pitches. Spotify's library consists of over 250 original audio shows that Churn can use. In a statement, the Churn Company states, quote, "This treasure trove of content plus the acceleration of new voices and stories provides an enormous opportunity to transform these addictive stories and IP into content for the big screen," end quote. It has been proven that podcasts are the future of movie-making ideas, as The Clearing and Prime Video series Homecoming are based on Spotify podcast. Podcasting allows a story to be fleshed out without committing to an expensive budget. I'm excited to see what podcasts will be in the future, and that is great news. Speaking of great news, let's go to Amanda for this week's On a Positive Note.
As we start our six week of classes and the race for midterm grades begins, we could all probably use some positive stories. A 5-year-old boy named Carver has sent some love to some firefighters in Oregon to help them fight fires with their Jedi powers. And yes, I did say Jedi. Your ears do not deceive you. Carver is a young Star Wars fan who wanted to help after he heard about the wildfires in Oregon. So he decided to send the firefighters a care package which contained a Baby Yoda doll and a note which read, quote, "Here's a friend for you in case you get lonely," end quote. Needless to say, the heroic responders loved the gift, and the Baby Yoda is now helping the crew fight the fires with its force-fighting powers on the front lines. If you want to follow the young Jedi's travels, you can follow Baby Yoda Fights group page on Facebook, which has already reached 25,000 followers. Have you ever been in a tough situation in your life or just wondered why me, or what can be done to help me get through this? Well, a 5-year-old boy named Sam decided to flip that script around in 2013 when he was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. Sam's mother, Cassie, said, quote, "His questions were centered around how we can get some more research and advocacy. He really wanted to make sure everything he did, and we did as a family, helped another family in the fight," end quote. After a 13-month battle, Sam sadly passed away, but his legacy and family's promise to him lives on. His family has been helping others and are fighting similar battles through the foundation they created called Super Sam Foundation. The name of the foundation was inspired by a nickname Sam received after seeing a Superman shirt on the way to surgery one day. Super Sam. The Super Sam Foundation is 100% volunteer-based and has successfully fundraised for pediatric cancer over the past 6 years. One of the unique ways the foundation helps kids battling any life-altering illness is providing comfort packs. These comfort packs, an idea created by Sam that provides kids with a stuffed animal, soft blanket, book, movie, and or iTunes gift card. Cassie remembers when, quote, he wanted to send out 100 packs of these comfort packs, end quote. And when they reached that point, Sam asked, now how about 1,000 of those packs? Sam's family's passion for his foundation continues to thrive from situations they have experienced with Sam that they want to lighten the load for other families. I think we can all learn from Sam and his family's selfless giving. Will his story change the way you face these situations in the future? And bringing things more local, Theater Horizon in Norristown, PA has started a unique program that pairs everyday Philadelphians with professional artists so they can create an artistic time capsule of their family's story in their very own show. The artistic director of Theater Horizon said, quote, it's just about thinking of some things that they can do in this historic time, and yet most of us are experiencing it alone in our four walls of our homes. There are so many stories and adjustments we're all going through as we live our daily lives that, end quote. Theater Horizon is currently looking for at least 7 households to join in the quest to share their stories and capture all of the beautiful diversity and dynamics in our area. Theater Horizon has also made this opportunity completely virtual to ensure everyone's participation is safe. Participating audience members will also receive a package in the mail from the theater that's with something related to the family's story, such as a recipe or poem written by the family member, or even a deck of cards used in the video to allow audience members to feel physically present in the story. If you want to join in the fun, you have until October 15th to contact Theater Horizon. The first household story is going to premiere in the middle of November. Hurry, Knights, the clock is ticking. We now head back to Rhea for the new weather update.
Thanks, Amanda. Well, it's finally time to start bringing out those sweaters. A fall chill in the atmosphere for your October week, starting tonight with an overnight low of 48 degrees and partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow brings a bright and cool day with some fairly sunny skies and a high of 70 degrees. Wednesday comes with a sunny 76 degrees. Thursday, another sun-filled day, but a little brisky at 65 degrees. Friday, the temperature stays consistent at 65 degrees with mostly sunny skies. And finally, for your weekend, we are looking at a possible chance of precipitation at around 70% across the entire weekend. But the weather will stay particularly mild at the mid to high 60s. That's all for this week's weather update. Back to you, Alexis Lomax, for next week's Look Ahead.
Thanks, Rhea. Any ladies on campus interested in trying something new? The cheerleading team will be having a virtual interest meeting this Tuesday, October 6th at 7:30. If you're interested in more details, send them a message on their Instagram page, Neumann Cheer. Also happening Tuesday, the Office of Student Engagement and Leadership, along with the Counselor Center for Wellness, is presenting a talk on achieving goals for mental health and a better you, presented by Jordan Anaxi. Registration prior to the talk is strongly encouraged. Students, check your email as this week's What's Poppin' has been sent out in addition to the different activities happening for Franciscan Mission Week. That's all for this week's update. I'm Alexis Lomax, and on behalf of the entire Neumann Update, have a great day.